Good evening, everybody. I just want to shout out and say hello tonight, as I promised. I just finished working not too long ago, and I wanted to let you all know that I put a little closure to things or understanding. First of all, most importantly, is I believe at this point in time you can go back to Russell Gould's channel and you can see that his interview with him speaking and the questions, and I think that's really great because people can review that information very clearly, and I think that's great. So what he said has been put up on that channel, and I think that you all should go there and see it. And it's talking about, well, a little of everything. Some of the things that were covered in the films and some of the things that a few things that are new there, and he's talking about the now space authorization and the closure on the now space, and he goes into that. So I think that's important. Now, I haven't spoken about any of this except for apologizing to you prior to this, so I'm going to say that now and let you know that I am not in control of what people's narratives are, and I'm not swinging or swaying people's narratives, and I haven't said anything behind the scenes in any way. So let me clarify. I am the one that stepped out of doing this the other day because it was not working for a few reasons. And in seeing that, I felt at the last minute like, this is really becoming a serious headache in trying to get this right. So maybe I'm the one in the way and I need to get out of the way, which is what I said to her. And that it would be better if they did the vision that they wanted to do on their channel. Because you see, he came to me initially and asked me to do this. And he had something he wanted to say, he had a point to it, he had a purpose and a timing of which I was told. So I followed suit to try and make that happen. And there's things that took place along the way, and then it just wasn't going to work streaming to their channel. So instead of upending the links and looking at all this, I'm like, this is way too much at the last minute. So it's easier if we just kind of have the vision finished, however it is that works best from their side. And that's what I did. So so you're clear. And I said, I will promote it, I will send it out to people, and I will help so that people get to see that over there. But the way it was being worked out, the different streaming things weren't going to work the same way, and that wasn't going to work. So, anyway, that's what happened. And it's just as kind of cut and dry as that. So, there is, there's this assumption that I'm winding people up on the back end and telling them something that's not, and that's just not the case. So, I'm going to kind of put a stop to that right now because it's not the case. And as you all know, you're independently coming here and chatting and adding your commentary to whatever's going on. And I'm not influencing that or championing anything. I want you to hear him. My God, I've spent all these hours putting this stuff together so that you can gain from it and use it. And that's the point, that you get to hear him clearly, and there's nothing in the way of that. So I stepped out of the way because it seemed like I was in the way, and I got out of the way so that they could manage it as a clear stream the way they wanted it done. And that's what happened. So, anyway, um, well, they just posted another one, Amy. They took what was done last night and put it out. Um, and it's basically the same information, I believe. And so you can go back and watch that, and I think it's all valuable information. This stuff is real, it's not a joke, it's what he really did, it's how he um, took the courage to do this for people, and he's done it. So the technology is correct, and what's going on there is correct. It's not, people are writing in a little fearful at this point. He didn't cancel me. I'm going to say that out loud. He didn't cancel me. I canceled me. I canceled it because it was getting a little bit nutty, and I just decided I feel like I'm in the way here, and the vision is not simple like when he asked me to do it. He asked me, and I know how to do this. I've done this with him, my God, since the beginning. I was that person right after War Castles that came along and championed all this. So I've been doing that for a long time, and so I was clear what I needed to do. But there's a streaming glitch in that, and so with that, I just figured it's a lot easier for them to do it their way and do it on their spacing, and she can ask what she wants done and what she wants asked and let that be. And then I am not a headache to anybody and I'm out of the way. So that's what happened, literally. And okay, I see these questions. No, I do not know that. In fact, you guys asked really good questions, and I'm sorry we didn't get to go there and answer them that way. There's nothing I can tell you beyond that. I'm disappointed myself. But hey, the olive branch is always there. The door is always open. If he decides he wants to come and chat here, he's welcome to. And I'm happy to do that. That's always been the case. There's never been a time that that's not been the case. So it's clear that obviously they're seeing your questions, they're hearing your questions. I know they've seen your questions, so hopefully that'll get answered along the way too. I do not know about when they're going to permanently shut it down, but I think that I can answer in so far as that's probably a farce, because the fiction, it's being run like you see it by fiction protocols, but the truth is in the background, he's the one that took it over. So whatever they say they're going to do or try to do, it's not legitimate. It's not real. Again, he talked about that. If you listen in to what he just posted, he talks about that. Not this particular issue, but he talks about how there's nothing that's real out there. And so you're seeing things getting played out or suggested to you that aren't actual. They aren't real. And it comes down to the grammar is the bottom line, and that's a fact. So yeah, it was kind of a disappointing scenario, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to dwell on that because it is what it is. And as I told you earlier today, I'm going to stand in the light and my truth and all that stuff. And, his message needed to be heard, whatever that was, and he put it out, and that's great. And I'm totally supportive of that. And I'm telling you now, I'm totally supportive of that. So I'm down with it. Let that happen. And he doesn't need my permission to do that. He's the one that came to me with the message. He wanted to put something out. So there's no ill will on this side of the fence in any way. There's no big bad thing that took place that's terrible. Just move on. It's time to focus on what we were focusing on before anyway. And if he will come back around and speak, great. If not, maybe he'll answer more of your questions on his channel or do that. He's got a lot on his plate. He's got a lot of pressure on him. And that's why I said I don't want to be extra pressure. If this isn't easy and working out easily, I don't want to be in the way of that. And that's exactly what I said. So I'm not going to beat myself up. And I'm not beating myself up. I'm explaining to you kind of what's up. So I'm not down, actually. I'm just tired. I've worked a long day. And my beautiful kitty that you saw the other week, she's really, really ill right now. So she got sick soon after that, and I'm working with her right now. So anyway, if there were questions, I'd be happy to answer. There's a lot of great things that people asked about in the chat, and I just want to say thank you to everybody for all your love. Holy cow! Hi Ron, nice to see you here, and yeah, that's kind of neat. So thank you. I really didn't expect that. I don't know what to say. I'm grateful, and for you to share that love back with him as well, because he he is the guy that did this, and that's what we're talking about. And so that's my 2 cents. Hey Ron, I don't know if you're what you posted the other day, which was really brilliant and wonderful, got erased, but you posted something wonderful on the feed, and um, I don't know where it went to. So thank you. We'll take healing for Kitty. We'll take healing for Kitty. We'll take healing for this one too. I'm tired. It's been a long week. I was really excited. So this is a time of a lot of change, as Sophia's talked about and others have talked about, and we have an opportunity here, probably more so than ever, to really take that. And I see a lot of people have written in saying they got their claim, and they're some of them are delayed, but don't worry, they're coming, and other people have gotten theirs. And thank you, Amy, appreciate it. So there's a lot going on. You guys have been really on point with everything, and to go back and listen to the series, the most recent series, tells you a lot. It really does. If you haven't listened to all 4 parts, you need to listen to all 4 parts because it's deep. I'm probably going to have William Cotell on again as a follow-up to what's happened. And just to keep current with that, I'd really like to syntax his documents and show you what that looks like and show you how that goes, because I think that would be cool for people that are non or new claimants to see and see why it wasn't working so well to get it in there. And really, unless it is in grammar, it's not saying anything to the current fraudulent system. But it's nice to hear, his update on whatever he's got going on. I was thinking about Mark the other day too, because Panama just had a 6.6 earthquake, and that 6.6 is just part of all this rattle and roll that I've been warning about that's going on around the world. And it's going to keep happening, and the volcanoes that are going off suddenly. There's a lot happening. So it's nice that people are gathering. I know that Russell had wanted to speak to the people in Oregon, especially. He wanted to talk with them. He asked for them to come, and we didn't get that done either, but we'll see what's next. He's busy in performances, and I would have enjoyed having you speak with him directly. So I hope that you get that chance as well. It's very cool. So hey, Leo from Oklahoma. Thanks. Right. It's an awkward position to be in. I don't know if I should say thank you because it really didn't happen the way we all wanted it to. But you know what? What's cool for me to see is somebody that's been doing this for so many years now, in knowing this storyline, is that right now in this window, so many people are catching on. They're getting it. And it's all because of that dumb luck day that I ran into that video and saw the series from before and put it up. Well, that's pretty cool because now people maybe can take that and put the pieces together and make sense of it for themselves. So there's a couple of questions I really want to answer. And wait a minute. John Hodge is saying Russell knows about what's in the sky that's causing all this problem on Earth. It's going to be bad next year, and I can show the message from heaven. Yeah, what is that? What's the stuff in the sky? What do you mean? You mean like the astrology, or you mean the things that are going on in the Starlink systems? There's a lot going on everywhere, actually. But like he said in the video, which is really spelled out and clear, that there's military that are in control of this whole gig. and that's what's making it hard to bring him forward. So not to lose sight of that, because as William Cotel was talking about, numbers speak, and the numbers, they let people know that this is actually something out there. I have never talked to him about that, so I don't honestly know. He probably knows about a lot of things. He knows so much more than what he's saying on any of these videos. It's mind-blowing. It's it's just mind-blowing. I mean, he would tell you more if the times were ready for him to be able to disclose more. That much I'm sure of, because he's told me that. So he would tell you as much as he could tell you, and right now, because there's a lot of bad guys out there that aren't very nice. Hey Ken, hi, nice to see you again. Yeah, I'm the first interview that started this in his public stardom along with Sergeant Horton. Yep, that's right, I was. And we talked about that then and hashed it out as it was all going down, huh? Anyway, there's quite a bit that's not been revealed, because the powers that are not, let's say, in favor of the masses, that's like lending them a hand. And this is serious. This is not a joke, guys. This is real stuff. And what people don't know, but they will eventually find out, is he is that guy. And in being that guy, he needs to come forward carefully and safely. So we can do things on contract or whatever, but the other people on the other side of the fence don't always play nice. So that's the better way to say it. But we're going to focus on, like what he said, is the now space and what you do want to see. So the reality you do want to see, you co-create into that existence. And we are, I mean, right here, you all are showing up for these things. You see this, you've been following along, and that's changing the game. I mean, so many more people have come on board since this series began right here in the last month, and they're getting it. So something's happening, and there is that 100th monkey theory that will drop over at some point. Okay, so I have a question. How long does it generally take to complete the claim of the life if you have everything that is needed? I'm going to say probably a month, maybe. It depends. Some people have gotten theirs back right away. Some people have had to wait a little bit, and it just depends. I mean, it depends on how many come in the door at one time. I'm sure it's a heavy load. It's not easy, and so it's pretty quick for the most part. Now, some people have waited a little bit, or they've been on hold a little bit, but that's about volume. So I don't want to skip around too much, because I had some things in mind. People asked some great questions, and I thought they were pretty insightful. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, what's the question? If the claim of the life is done correctly, could someone please let us know how long the process takes? Well, you just asked that. Somebody asked that. I just answered that. And after purchasing, is there a guarantee that one could get some assistance who has the full knowledge to make sure it's done correctly? Yes, you can get that assistance, and you would reach out through the help desk. And there are tutors and teachers in the venue, and you're no longer buying a live life claim. You're buying a membership, which includes or also has you learning some basics in the venue, and then you can get a tutor in the venue, or you can get a teacher in the venue, and you can take it that way. So yes, there are resources there, and you can tap into those resources and use those resources to benefit you. So you have to just kind of get on board and then get in, and then you'll find the resources there. So Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hit the like button, share. Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I really did feel the love. I was totally blown away. I was very surprised by the feedback. I just want to make it clear that he didn't cancel me, okay? I need to really have you understand that. He did not say, "Oh, quick bait and switch" or anything. He didn't cancel me. I canceled me. I canceled me cuz it was getting really difficult and I felt like I was in the way. It would be a lot easier for them to just stream and go do their thing, and have her do what she needed to do or wanted done in that way. And that's what happened. So it's not some giant controversy. It's not a big bad thing. Um, other questions. Other questions. You guys had a lot of good questions. I wish we could get into the postal mechanics questions publicly, but some of that we can't. You can't talk about really because that's not ours to talk about. So I do want to say this was the only letdown for me is that I built up to this and then he called me to ask and I was like, oh my god, this is the cherry on top of all this work that he wants to come and speak and I would love for him to come and speak to you. I didn't ask, he asked me. So I was just like, that's so awesome because then you guys could speak to him. And he really did want to speak to you all. And he made that really clear. So, okay, I'm looking for your questions here. First of all, the grammar. Okay, let's talk Nasara Jasara for 1 second because it kept coming up and it keeps coming up. It's something that people don't realize. He did kind of cover it a little in what he said, but if they roll it out, it's according to this system a fraudulent system. He's the author of the quantum banking system. He's the author of the one that created the quantum banking system, and they stole the concept and are using it under the guise of Nicera Jacera, which is still written in fiction. The Nicera Jacera had been, as far as I understand, corrected in the proper quantum grammar, but of course they're not going to recognize that, nor are they going to stop and correct to put it on the right system with him. They're going to roll out and keep rolling out what they want to do their way, how they want to do it. But see, as I said before, and what he told you in those interviews is that everything ended in 1999. It actually ended, and that's true. It did. There's just a faction of people at the very top, like he talked about, that don't want you to know that it ended. So they're going to keep playing the shell game, and they will continue to keep playing the shell game until enough people can stop and correct them and say that's enough. And then the quantum banking system that Russell has in place, the global banking system that he has, is readying itself for your entry. And as I've said before, there is thank you, Carol. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but thank you. Thank you so much. He is coming along with the system, and your claim of the life is actually backed by something. Like he said, you're alive, you're living. That's important, that you are alive and you are living. They don't see you as alive and living, okay? You're dead to them. So they can do anything they want to you because you're not there. But in this system, when you claim your usuries, like I've been talking about, and that is the most important thing, when you claim your usuries and you get those in place, if they choose to make a move on you and you're skilled up, you know what to do. So that's going to be hopefully a norm in the future because this conversation shouldn't even be going on at the moment. This conversation should be old hat and out the door and done. And instead, people should be talking about the world they want to create and how they're going to contract and what they're doing. Because, is it quantum? Is quantum good? Is he the guy? That question should be done by now. It's over. Yes, he's the guy. He's that man. He's the man. He's the commander-in-chief. Real true. And the grammar trumps everything else, no matter what anybody says. It's a fact. So if you don't believe me, as I keep saying, go use it. Usury, Amy, means, let's see, all the ways you're banking currently, the way you are banking with your bank, your driver's license, all your electric bill, your water bill, your mortgage, everything needs to be corrected for fraudulent grammar, which it's presented to you within. And then that fraudulent grammar gets corrected in quantum, and you set your usuries straight. You get it so that you're not participating in that fraudulent system. You're taking yourself, you still get those things, but you're taking yourself out of the liability of participating with it in fraud. That's the best way to say it. Oh boy. I don't know if I can answer that. In a way, I guess we're corporations. We're our own entity. Well, yes, okay, so I see what you're saying. Yes, they do kind of see us as corporations in that way. We're bought and sold. We're like the stock market. We're chattel in the stock market. So yeah, totally. And what you're doing is you're safeguarding yourself. So like I said the other night, when they battled back and forth among themselves, which he talked about, if you go back and listen to what he did, and he just posted, you're going to hear him say that. He's talking about that. He's saying that, look it, they don't exist. They're going to keep trying to push that window on you, and you need to claim yourself as alive. That's the bottom thing. Now, the argument out there that I wanted to cover in this interview is that there's a lot of people that talk about, I'm sovereign because I believe in God and we have these rights by God, versus why do I need a piece of paper that tells me I have rights in this system? But my answer to that, which I've said before here, is that, hey, he, hi, he said that I actually said that the system is considered a safeguard to you for whatever it is that you are doing. And while they battle it out, you kind of get that middle neutral line in the middle of the battle. And you may not be affected in that battle the same way. So that's kind of what the end answer is. You are not looking for a piece of paper, except for the fact that in this dirty system, he's the guy that corrected it. So for now on Earth, in this time frame, in this window, since 1999, that's what's happening. And that's your safeguard system. And it is the premier only, maybe I can't say that because pre means no. So it's the accurate, no, I can't say that either. Uh-oh, here we go in languaging. It's the correct system. And it's been corrected for you. And he did that. So why do you need the piece of paper? He's just saying, I'm giving you a life jacket here. Here's your life jacket to claim you're alive. And I was pretty brilliant in what I did. So I made all this for you and I did it all. And here it is, all of it. Go use it. Use it wisely. That's all. That's it. It's that simple. It sounds complicated because it's almost like a different language, but it's not. It's really not. What is complicated is a little bit of the learning curve that you need to know in order to have an education around it. But other than that, what's more complicated is your state of consciousness and your proper use of it and consciousness. So that would be, again, my 2 cents. Okay, Susie, I would suggest for anybody that's new here, you go back to the channel, and I have made a playlist on my channel under Making Life Brighter on YouTube. And in that playlist, There is 4 parts to a series that I just launched. And those 4 parts start with the truth about, I think it's 9/11, and it goes all the way to the end about Benghazi. Excuse me. So you'll see a few parts in there. And when you do, you're going to get a much deeper education. So deep dive into all that. Go watch the films, Piercing Dynasty, which we did in December, and Last Flag Standing, and that'll help you as well. And go through that playlist, the entire playlist, the interviews, everything, and immerse yourself in it, and then you'll understand. So, hey, Matt, nice to see you too. How are you? You have to just kind of deep dive, guys. You have to hear the languaging. And like I said before, when I started doing this, I even put on my own interviews, and I still do, to listen again, because I'm always learning. And unless you're using it daily, you can forget little things. But a lot's been given, and you can take all these different series of interviews that he's done, the films, everything, and just hear it. When you do, it'll begin to click. Then you have something to work with, and you'll know. So it's there, and it's real. It's real. I guess maybe, if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, my lasting words to you are, it's real. I don't plan on that, but it's real. Okay, so you can use it. You can check it out. You can do that. It means everything. It means you're alive, and it means you have the right to state a claim for anything, because without that, in this fraud system, you do not. You do not. You're hanging in the wind currently without that claim of the life. You are not on solid ground right now. It's going to come. You guys will get it. I'm seeing all this happen. I mean, gosh, like Ken said, I was there at the beginning, and it was like clawing up a mountain. It was so difficult, both for me because I was new in it, and because, it needed clarity. It needed more. And now I don't know who's more clear, me in my understanding or my ability to tell you, but here it is, and it's in place for you. So that's the thing. It's there. It's for your use. But if you don't get a claim of the life, good luck, because if they bear down on you, you have no ground to stand on. You have nothing in which you can safeguard yourself or come back with. Kind of like the story I told about the lady that had the baby and they stole the baby from her. They beat down the husband on the sidewalk and took his keys, went into the house, and stole the child. Yeah, because it's a free-for-all. This is martial law out here right now. You're not waiting for martial law to happen. It is martial law. So this is something that you need to recognize. So where everybody's talking red and blue is not happening. That's all fiction. It's a game. It's a gameplay. They even tell you it's a gameplay. That's what's even more freaky. But what they won't do is they won't tell you that he's the guy. Even all these truthers out there, the truthers that were in the 3-letter agencies, they won't tell you he's the guy. They aren't going to tell you that. So, well, kinda, but there's technicalities to that as well, the 1859 thing. So, I'm trying to facilitate comprehension. I am. Because I want you to realize maybe what I've realized as I've gone along, because I'm the one that had to dig and say, is this for real? Can I bring this to the public? Is this something that is true? If it's true, it could be a real solution for everybody. If it's not true, then what, right? So yeah, I've been around that block. And so thanks, guys. Thanks for adding into the commentary. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all, really. Okay, here's a serious question. Susie Long is a serious question. Last night they stated that if you were in the military, You're not in the military. My daughter is currently serving in the National Guard, so she legally a soldier. Not without a claim of the life, she's not. She's signed over her rights to a fraudulent system and is caught in their usury. So your best plan of action there is to get her a claim of the life, and then that would allow her to have lots of things, like she wouldn't have to go down the jab route or other things. It just puts her in the right standing, the correct standing. So that's what they meant by that. You're not technically in the military. You have to have a claim of the life. And he was talking about that a year or two ago, about all the military people needing to get a claim. And you know, they didn't know better, but they were caught in a system they couldn't function through. So this would correct that for them, and they would have more leverage in which to function correctly. So, hey, Karen, yeah, the more you do experience, the more the fiction becomes even more obvious. Yep, that's so true. Hey, Tony, high five, how are you? Nice to see you here. Thank you for coming on. All right, so it's true. It's a real solution. It's time we move forward with correction. Yep. I mean, we need to stop the debate of is this real and get on with it, because, yeah, it's real. So if you get going in there and start learning and doing what you need to do, you'll see that it's real. You'll see what's going on. Yep, the Title IV flag is leased to the Pentagon. It's leased to the Pentagon, and that's in the Piercing Dynasty movie as well. Okay, so is the military that supports the terms of the Title IV flag? I don't understand the question. Is the military that supports the terms of the Title IV? Oh, is the Title IV flag what they? Well, the Title IV flag is leased to them, but as you heard in the 4th installment of the series I did here, if you go back and listen to that, where it starts with the word Benghazi, that one, you will hear what Horton has to say about that, and that they're only defending the flag on their base because there is no United States of America right now. So the Title IV flag is in place for functional purposes, and life is rolling forward, but it's not corrected as it is supposed to be. And if any one of these people, red and blue, would stand up and tell the truth, then all that would change, and he could come forward easier, and it would happen quicker, and that would then take place so people could use that, and the governments could be corrected and put into the proper system, and the banking would get corrected immediately as well, because all the systems are ready. It's just a matter of getting it into its right position of usury. But there's kind of like big fat elephants still in the doorway, and they won't get out of the doorway. And so it's making it a little more challenging to roll this along, because those big elephants with big spots on them are sticking themselves in the doorway. So that's the best way to see it. Oath keepers. Well, you'd be your own oath keeper with your live life claim. In fact, you would be standing on your oath when you file your paperwork. So the only oath that they could stand on is if they had a live life claim. You can make an oath to whatever you want, but legally speaking, lawfully, I guess that's what I'm learning now, lawfully speaking, it doesn't have a standing if you were to come down to it at the bottom of it. Yep, I'm saying the claim of the life is the solution currently. It is by law the solution currently. It's lawfully corrected, it's properly done, it's been accepted everywhere based on the periodic table that he created, which he talked about. If you go back to his channel and listen to what he did yesterday, you can hear all of that again. So listen in a couple of times so you really get it in there. And it is corrected. Yes, you can get this for your adult autistic son, and you should. all parents should have their children have a claim, and all people should have a claim. So yes, that's true. Hi JLo, greetings, Postmasters are with the bring forward of the correct Postmaster General with the now space. Yes, that's true. Looks like it cut off there. And okay, so it's posted in all the links, it's posted in all the chats, it's posted everywhere. So please go back to the chats where these links are posted over and over and over and over again. It's at Last Flag Standing and fortheclaimofthelife.com. Fortheclaimofthelife.com, spelled out. I say it in probably every video. So, yeah, I don't know when the lease of the flag expires. I do believe he told me, but I don't remember the detail. I honestly don't. Okay, so the military, okay, wait a minute. So the military is only protecting the military bases. That's correct. They are only, the Navy is different, but the military is only correcting the base flag of the bases. So wherever there's a military base around you, they're protecting the flag on that base. But there's no flag they're protecting except the Navy. And if it came down to a real core threat, which you're going to have to go back and listen to part 4, starting with that Benghazi, it's spelled out for you very clearly there. Okay, so take a listen to that and see if that helps you understand. Oh yeah, your group in Oregon, you need to contact Tiffany-Sherry. You need to contact the Oregon Jural Assembly. The Oregon Jural Assembly. Look that up, and all those people there have a beginning understanding of what's going on, and you can connect with them. That would be super. So Ron Vrooman, who was here earlier, he may have gone off, but he was here. He is part of that, and you can find the interviews I've done on my channel with Cynthia and Charlie of the Oregon Jural Assembly, and you can listen to them and you can connect with them there. Okay, so they will be good players for you to connect with. Well, they don't have a choice about honoring the claim of the life. They might push back, but they have to because he's the guy. And I've seen that. So I can share that with you, that in fact he is the guy, and they know it. That's the thing. They all know it. No, of course they don't play fair, but when you get going and putting your usuries in place, you'll understand that they have to accept it. And it'll be shocking to you to see that play out, but it's true. What's a shit show? What is? State your claim there. Yep, he's that guy. You're welcome. You're welcome. So hopefully these questions are something that you guys okay, are getting some closure from. And trying to think of the other things I wanted to share with you. I had a bunch of things I wanted to share with you. Let's see here. Ooh, wow. All right, so there's a bunch of okay, so there were questions posted here, like Jamal says, full colon Jamal says, what is the next move after the quantum bank opens? Is the chief going to show the world that he is president and win their fake election with the Title IV flag with qualified voters? That's pretty funny. Well, from what he told me, he just needs to give public closure worldwide that he's actually there, but they won't let him anywhere near cameras. That's the problem. They won't let him get anywhere near anything so that he can do that. But if he does that, now he's in a space that closure's been given and they have no choice but to vacate. He's in. It's it. Then 72 hours later, people are meant to get a jubilee. The government gets shut down as you know it today, and we turn around for real, true elections and go that way. Um, and he's even talking about, elections where there's no, um, it's more quantumized, let's say. And I did know as a 20-year-old that that would come to pass, that that would happen. I just didn't know about this. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know this was going to happen in my life. This is kind of wild. So, oh yeah. No, I love it. This is cool. I'm down. This is awesome. I think people, as a healer, I live for the aha moment. So the aha moment is way cool. And if you get it here, I mean, it's fun. Even I have them daily when it comes to me learning. And I'm always learning and trying to correct and get it right, which can be a little frustrating when you're learning in this, but it's okay. That's the way it is. So we work together, right? And I think that's the best part is maybe we even learn together at this point, which is kind of cool. You have dual citizenship when you have your claim. So you are able to have dual citizenship in not only other countries, but also between the fiction and the corrected system. So nothing just shuts down on you overnight. It's not like that. Unless the fiction system decides to try and shut it down. That'll be interesting, but yours might stay on. I don't know how to do a dual citizenship for a child. I don't think it's any more difficult than anyone else. You will never be able to access your trust fund account. So throw that out the window because it's all fraud based on blood money anyway. It's not going to happen. Your strawman account is not going to pay you. So just know that. It's never going to happen. Now, will the RV take place? Blah, blah, blah. That's what everybody was asking. I don't know. I have no idea. He says that they'll just constantly kick the can down the road and the generals that are playing the game will never get paid. So I don't know what's going to happen. But if I were you, I wouldn't rely on that. I would get your usuries straight and start co-creating a beautiful reality in your own world. Oh, thank you, Grace. If I weren't tired tonight, I'd really sing it for you, but appreciate that. Thank you. Oh my God, I was going to go to the Grammys this year and I got sick. I got so sick. Oh my Lord, I think I had COVID. I was so sick. I was just really, 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 really ill. And for a whole month, I didn't go. And I have great musician friends there, and they are not satanic. So there's a whole faction of that audience that are great people, amazing, lighted souls. That's probably the only way the balance can stay. But man, oh man, that show this year was disgusting. And did you see that? Who was the guy? Sam, what's his name? Sam. Anyway, Sam blew his vocal cords out in the last few days somewhere, and he's the one that was in that red suit, the red outfit, and Madonna was introducing him or whatever. And so, anyway, Sam can't sing right now. It was a really, really shocking show, and those of us that are standing in the light as true heartfelt musicians, and there's a lot of great people, please don't start the narrative that all musicians are Satanists, because that's a bunch of horse crap. That's not true. Everybody shook their head like, what the heck? Like, what's going on here? And so I'll tell you, though, some exciting news. As of a week or so ago, Break These Chains, that song, is now going to be part of a world album this year, along with my other song. And there are 2 songs that I'm going to have on that album, and we were going to go for a world Grammy win. And so, knock on wood, fingers crossed that we put our compilation together and make that happen. So I'll tell you as soon as that happens, because I just think that song is very anthemic. It would be a great song in a stadium, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it be nice if we really could break these chains this year? That would be awesome. I'd be very excited about that. So, um, I have a warrior spirit. I have a very zen spirit, but I have a warrior spirit. Don't poke the tiger, you know? Don't poke the tiger. So, hey, I played with tigers. Did you all know that? I did one of my music videos with tigers. He laid across my lap, a big old 200-pound tiger across my lap, and he he would try to nip at me when I sang the high note in the song. And I'm not afraid of tigers. I love them. I love them. I love them more than anything. I love them. So I put my thumb in his mouth. He's a big, big head, right? So I put my thumb in his mouth and I pushed his tongue down really hard. And he put his head back like this and he shook it off and looked at me like, "What is that?" I'm like, "No, stop it." And we'd start again. And he'd be like all cool and wonderful. And then I'd hit the high note and he'd try and bite me again. And I put my thumb back in his mouth and his teeth are like this big, right? But they're like little kitties. They think the same way, in other words. But in that same shoot, I had a lion bite me. That was something. And the lion bit me so fast and so hard. But what I took away from it is he didn't rip my jeans. He just made 4 bruises from those big teeth in my leg through the jeans, but he didn't actually break the jeans. And I'm like, okay, that giant head just did that with that precision on my leg in a split second. Before I could even react, he had bit me and come back. My hat's off to you. That is power. I don't know. That is unbelievable. And I got the message that that was his domain, and I played with the tigers. So, um, but anyway, that's just a little personal aside. I love tigers. Love, 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 love tigers. Um, Thank you, Jamal. Thank you. Um, all right, so I'm catching up to you here because I've been yakking. Um, no, you're not signing over the rights to a trust fund for the claim of the life. No, no, you're not. No, you're not signing over any rights. You're taking back your rights. You're not signing over rights. You're taking back your rights. You're claiming, this is me. I'm alive. I've proven it. Here I am. So you're not selling anything out. You're not giving anything away. You're taking back your rights. Um, I was probably, oh yeah, no, I wasn't meant to go. I was so sick. Holy cow. Even my cat, the one you met, she just didn't leave my side. Like, holy cow, mom, you're not okay. I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Um, all right. Thank you. What I said is they do attackers. Oh, it's disgusting. I liked my life better before I knew all this stuff. I really did. I mean, not the grammar, not the quantum, but I didn't know the world had people in it like this. I really didn't. I lived like kind of a very naive life in a way. I knew energies, like I could tell something's wrong with different things, but I didn't know the degree to what goes on. I had no idea. And when I learned all this, it's horrifying, right? I mean, it's just like, wow. So naturally, finding something like this and going down that road is kind of cool. And I wouldn't be able to tell you this with confidence if I hadn't seen people be able to use it and work with it and do it and see the responses. So since that's happened, I can tell you with good faith that in fact it is true and it's real. Yeah, I know he did. My friend got really mad at me too because there was a international thing that was going to happen. My friend is like the rock god of Asia. He's got his guitar in the Rock Hall of Fame, and he played this anthem in South Korea that actually changed the government. It was like he played this anthem and the government changed. And go figure, okay? His Korean name, you're not going to believe this. His Korean name means making life brighter. And when when I met him and I asked him to come for an interview on radio at the time, we sat down and he said, "Do you know what my name means?" And I said, "No." He says, "Making life brighter." I said, "Get out of here, you're kidding." He's like, "No, that's true." And I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I invited him and then I couldn't go, right? Oh, that's not good. That's not good. So South Korea was mad. Well, he was the representative and I got sick and oh boy. So didn't work out too well, but we'll see. Anyway, um yeah. So that's about it. Do you guys have more questions about Russell or anything I can answer? Um, and no, I'm not paid by the Russell camp to do this. This is really my own volition. I really just, it means something and I care and it's real. Um, I know. Yes, I have you get a fiction and a fact life, says Jamal, and that's true. Um, let's see, I'm just catching up to you guys. Yeah, this is a great group of people, and I'm really happy to commune with you because I like that there's a learning curve in it, and I thought it would be kind of fun soon to share a few facts as we go along and share some knowledge as we go, knowledge that we can share, but to help it along. I think everybody's a bit nervous about signing up, but everybody that's bit the bullet and gets it back, they're like, "Oh wow, that's cool." It clicks. It just goes in. It clicks. There's nothing you're losing. Okay, just know that there's nothing you're losing. You're only gaining your ability to state a claim and a whole lot more knowledge about basically a new language for you, and then it'll start to be clear. So you can reach me at makinglifebrighter@yahoo.com for any kind of healing. Makinglifebrighter@yahoo.com. Okay. Yep, I don't talk about that enough. I was actually going to talk about that a lot before this interview series came up. That's where I was headed next. I was going to do a lot of stuff, and I will yet. I just have to catch up now. But yes, I was going to roll out a whole bunch of things and talking about health and wellness, and I will. I have a weird gift in life, and that gift is being able to see into people's systems accurately and then also help them correct it. So, looking at the origin of where that begins energetically and physically, and then being able to correct it in real time. So, maybe we'll do that live some night or something, right? I can help a few people along the way in the future and showcase some of that because it's fun. Okay. Oh, it's hilarious. I was interested in using quantum language. You said that really makes a difference. Okay. Well, I don't teach that per se, but what I do is I use it. And using it has proven in the quantum healing meditations that we do to move into a 0 point very quickly. It moves people into the 0 point and has them very it's just so clear. You can feel the difference immediately. So when you begin to speak that, I also help people with their energy fields in doing that. Yeah. So, all right. So let's see here. Okay. At the Dallas seminar that I attended, he did talk about the balancing of the masculine and the feminine. And I assume that since the talk I published a few weeks ago, that's been corrected. How it's been corrected is a good question, and that's what Matt is asking here. Yes, that was something that we were going to cover actually and go into that because a lot of people asked about that. So to get clarity on that for sure. And I don't think I can speak to that because I don't have the chief's knowledge and answers, and so that's not really something I can talk about. I can talk about it from a healing perspective, but I don't have the answer that you're seeking from that question. So, um, well, it depends on what your pain is, but you should find relief. Most people find relief within the first hour, so the relief is layered. It depends on, do you have a chronic degeneration in something? Are we bone on bone or something? Because that is not always easy to fix. But it depends. There's a lot of things that can be helpful today. So from stem cells to stem cell patches to, gosh, I mean, you don't see that here, but I have a lot of knowledge regarding herbology and body system health. It's extensive. So I have a big toolbox and I apply it when I work with people. Depends on the issue. He is a genius. That's a good way to say it. Russell, Full Russell J. Gold is a genius. He circumvented fiction. I could never thank him enough for what he's given me. It's an honor to be in this venue. That about sums it up. That's it. So anyway, hi Jen. Yeah, gratitude. And it depends. It depends on your condition and what's going on with you, but we'll talk about it. I don't get into all that. I'm not into the who's in, who's out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's not my lane. I'm here just to share knowledge, and I'm here to help people kind of disseminate knowledge. And since, he's been talking to me personally about these things for a long time, I can share experience of that knowledge or get a question answered, and that was kind of how it's gone. So, um, yeah. So, oh, thank you, Jamal. That's very nice. Hi from Texas. Thank you. And he is brilliant. So he's more than brilliant, actually. He's like otherworldly. He's just the amount that man knows. He's like a walking planet of information. He's just extensive. Realize what he said a couple times ago. He said that Russell Russell was offered $400 million a month to manage Elon Musk, and that's because the Saudis wanted to come along and actually try and buy him out. Here, we'll pay you this much if you'll do this for us, and da 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 da. And he said no. He said no because they want to microchip us. So he said no. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, yeah, it's totally a soul's purpose. He's tired, guys. This is hard. It's not easy. And I don't know if he's a Pleiadian or not. I was told I was, but I don't know. I think I have hybrid bloodline because I'm a very Arcturian type of soul, but I spend a lot of time at the central sun, and that's only one space. It's a very sweet space, though. It's a very loving space. And then I'm talking about the frequency, the high frequency space. Yeah. Yep. It's like, we have an opportunity to share with people here and share the gift that he's given. It's just hard for people to see right now that gift. But why not be ahead of the curve? Then when millions of people pile in and you're close to the sun right now. And when all that happens, you'll be far away from the sun. So, but you'll be kind of first in line to get it all done and operate with it so you'll have knowledge and you know now. I don't know about that. I am transmuting my DNA in this lifetime very quickly and moving that DNA very quickly. So um, just that my soul frequency is very attuned to Arcturian energy, but I also have been guiding people through this galaxy area for a while, and I have an understanding without knowing how I have that understanding of moving through wormholes and black holes and around places and portals and all that kind of crazy stuff. I don't sit at home astral traveling. I only do it in the meditations, but it's for a purpose. It's not something I just sit down and do. I don't really feel that we need to do that because if we're here in the now space, which is why I so agree with this, if we're here in the now space, we're here now, we're present. We're actually here. This is it. We're here. We don't need to go somewhere else. We're here. So sometimes people need a reminder of here and there, and that has you better vector to here and being in the present space. And I found that to be true over time with folks. So being in the now space has a lot of relevancy, and it's really good food for thought and contemplation, I think. Taking that in and really talk, go back and listen to what he said and put out today. The new video they put out today, which is really last night's video, um, and just him speaking. So if you listen to that carefully, you'll get some of this closure on what he talks about with the now space and that authorization, and he gets into some things that you should know. It's cool. It's really cool. So, um, well, you can reach out if you want to join in on what we're doing to makinglifebrighter@yahoo.com. Making Life Brighter at Yahoo. Okay? Making Life Brighter at Yahoo. And you can join the meditations if you want to. Anyway, there is so much that's going on out there right now. We've been in this crazy, as people say, trine, and I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about astrology. You could tell me 100 times, I'll never remember it. And that's cool. Everybody has their lane, and that's not mine, but I love hearing about it. So we are affected by it in our biology. But what I'm looking at is what the earth is doing right now based on what the sun is doing. And the earth is really moving, unlike ever before. The earth moving right now is crazy because it could be a major disruptor. And, they're always doing something. These fires that are happening and breaking out are from the energy that's moving up underneath these special portals and plate lines and everything. It's not always from the top down, but you want to pay attention because it could also interrupt things like supply chains and other stuff, and you just want to be prepared. So I can't verify about the presidential, what they're running, but they have a timeline running of their own. And Melania pointed it out on a text the other day. She said that Ron DeSantis is pretending to have a feud with Trump, and that he will announce his candidacy soon, and then they'll merge together in August, and they'll mend the feud, and it's all a game, and it's all a play. And that's what she said in her own text. So it's a game. Why are they continuing that game? Sure, it would be great if they rounded up the bad guys, but do you really think they're all going to get rounded up? How do you know who's a bad guy? I don't know. I don't know. This is a very, very, very big thing going on. And I'd say this, though, does it really matter? You need to fix your usuries and do you, because they're all in the fiction anyway, so they don't count. If they don't count, take that out of your world. What's left in your world? What's actually driving your world at that point? So to take hold of your usuries and have that set, that's kind of what you need. I would, but I would never discuss that here. So you could contact me if you want to have an appointment, and you can do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's much more than a Pleiadian. He comes from a far off place, and that far off place is is way, way more advanced in so many ways. I mean, he comes with knowledge. He's a starseed person, but they know about him all over the galaxies. They know about him by name. They've talked about him. All the different alien races have gotten together to talk about him and what he's done and what he's doing. And so he's well known, and he has things that are for him to tell you, for him to share with you. They're important, and I'll let him do that. So, we have a short way to go. And if we all take control of our usuries and get our knowledge in place, it sort of tips that scale and we can maybe move along a little quicker. So, knock on wood that we'll all get there this time, okay? Yeah, and so is Sophia. She's really good at it too. Yeah, it's crazy. Once you tune in and you figure it out. So you can go back to the playlist on the channel if you want to see those things. The Piercing Dynasty is on there. You can also go back to his channel, Last Flag Standing, and you can see the movie there. You can just go back to all the interviews I did on radio starting in July on 2019, July 11th, and they just go from there. So there's lots. There's lots and lots. And, well, everybody, I'm tired and I need to go back and help my kitty. So I'm going to bid you a very lovely Go Jolly evening. I wanted to clarify for you what actually took place and to set this narrative straight before it gets out of control and people get really crazy and squirrely with what they're trying to say. And it's not even true, is that he did not cancel me yesterday. I canceled me, just for the record. And I did that to step out of the way so I'm not a pain in the butt in the middle of whatever needed to get done. And I said that and I stated that, and that way it would work out better. Okay? So, anyway, go Jolly. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Yes. All right. Loud and clear from Northern Cali to you. Yes, I am a light worker. I am a light worker with conviction, I guess. Real heart and soul conviction. Of course, I want to see humanity get it right this time. We almost lost it a few years ago, so let's keep on. Let's keep on. Thank you. I know. And go ahead and listen to what he did. Just listen. You're going to learn more each time you listen. He's got a lot. It's like everything he says is always loaded, and that's the way it is. Maybe he and I will get together again one day and do a live. We'll see. But either way, the point is you all get to realize that he did intend that, and he did come to me and ask for that, and that was his intention. It's just that it got backed up with some things that weren't working in the streaming end, and I just decided for ease of everyone, so we wouldn't change the links and do all this other stuff on my stuff, because then everybody would be like, okay, which link is it of hers? I'm like, this is gonna get crazy, so why don't we just make it simple? And that's what I did. So yeah. All right. Well, lots of love and go Jolly. Am I dating him? Oh my gosh, no, I'm not dating him. Where does that come from? Am I dating him or no? I've never dated him. No. This is a professional gig. This is like interviews, radio. I would call him a friend, but no, I am not dating him. So he is the commander in chief. Hello. All right, guys. Much love to you all too, and I'm glad that you find it helpful, and let's all raise this frequency, eh? Let's kind of raise this frequency and say prayers for him. He's under a lot of pressure. It's not easy. There's always people that are trying to trip and nip, and I know that because I get it myself. And it takes a lot out of you. I mean, people don't realize where it's coming from all directions all the time. So please say prayers for him and give him all your love. Okay? All right. Go, Jolly Guys. We'll carry on and we'll keep moving. So, love you too. Have a good night, and I will see you again.